Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh World Championship Tournament 2004. Let's jump into it, why don't we? So, if you're new to the series, there's a playlist if you want to watch everything from the beginning. But if you're not new, let's talk about what happened last time. We fought Simone. I don't know how you pronounce it. Still don't. But I've done some things off screen in order to make a new opponent appear. Leave your comments down below if you know who I'm about to duel. If you hadn't seen the title, the thumbnail, or see who I've been hovering over. Boop. Oh my god, it's Yami Bakura. Yo, he looking like a baddie. He's a bad guy. Get it? Alright. Anyway. So, I may have made a new deck. It's newish, you know. You know how, well, if you do know, whenever I was playing my Yu-Gi-Oh GX Duel Academy streams, I talked about making a Hungry Burger deck. And, you know, people at the time were very, interested in it. So I thought, hey, this series is getting towards, the end of its cycle. Why don't we make ourselves a hamburger recipe deck? And of course, it's not as good as it could be, but what are you gonna do? Let's send Sonic Bird and Sonic Bird to the grave so that we can bring out our own Hungry Burger, who has 2,500 attack points. So we're making a bit of like a dark deck around it because it is a dark attribute, and he's using Regeki, which I'm not a big fan of. But we do have a Call of the Haunted, so we can bring back our boy if they actually summon something, which he did. I'm gonna wait for him to attack. All right, there we go. Let's bring it out. Call of the Haunted. And we'll bring out Hungry Burger. So yeah, his attack not gonna happen. Not on my watch. Not on the burger's watch. Now, something that is, fun and unique about our opponent's deck is that he uses, I was kind of hoping it would be in his hand, he has the Destiny board deck, which is pretty cool. That's a lot of Monster Reborns. I'm going to send this to the grave. You can Monster Reborn it back, but what are you gonna do? So we got 1550 and then 3,000 attack points, which also boosts up his monster, but we'll still be attacking over it. This deck would do really well against any deck that uses light monsters, because this monster right here lowers their attack points, I think, by 500, which is kind of cool. I wish the Guild spell card would also do that as well. It'd be kind of fun. Monster Reborn, gonna bring back the Bistro Butcher, but in defense mode, and tribute him for a face down monster, but I don't know what that card could be. I'm going to play the Forceful Sentry, get rid of his other Monster Reborn because I don't want to see it. I don't want to miss a thing. Alright, I'm going to attack with the Witch's Apprentice, which might be a big old misplay, but now it checked out just fine. You gotta love early days AI. They could have destroyed my they could have summoned it and destroyed my Witch's Apprentice if they wanted to, but he chose not to, and he would have actually been stronger than my burger, so a little bit of a misplay, but his misplays are our plays, our advantage. I don't know. Alright, and the Witch's Apprentice attack directly, and that's going to be game. and I'm very surprised that went off so easily. Very much expecting for this not to go well, but you know, it did, so that's great. Not sure what exactly to grab. Let's just grab a pack of this, why don't we? Shadow Eyes. That's a card that my Valentine uses. Let's do another duel against Bakura. If you're not Bakura, then who are you? Gosh, you guys, alright, you guys, do you remember the early like Yu-Gi-Oh episodes, like when they went to Duelist Kingdom? Man, like one of my favorite episodes is whenever they had the Shadow Realm duel against Yami Bakura, and they got to become like their favorite card. That was such a cool thing, and I wish they would have done like more of that. Just try to sneak it in again, just make a part 2 just because the fans like it. Would have been neat, I think. Only problem is I don't really have anything to summon. I guess I could play Witch's Apprentice, but she's probably gonna just get KO'd. But you know, we got Regeki to back us up if things do go south, which they're going to. Oh, he's got a Regeki of his own. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. I can't blame him whenever I was thinking about doing the same thing to him, you know. Senju of 1,000 hands, yes. What are you gonna do with all those hands, you know? How many hands can you put on it? 2? That's pretty good. But 1,000? That's even better. So we got a hamburger recipe. We also got a Jinzo, so we could technically hamburger recipe right now. And it's very tempting. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of his back row, which are just black pendants. Or a black pendant. What was the other card? He set a Mystical Space Typhoon. Why didn't he chain and destroy my field spell card? I guess the AI still thinks it's pretty useful since he has dark monsters as well. That might be what the case is. We could send Jinzo to the grave and then we can bring him back later. It's like a Monster Reborn or whatever. Alright, Hungry Burger. I am digging how consistent this has been so far. This might be a Needleworm. I heard that he has some in his deck. It was a Magician of Faith. Okay, so he's gonna get Regeki back. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess I should have Regeki'd his monster so that he didn't get a chance to flip. Well, it's gonna be nasty, I tell you what. Alright, Regeki, I get popped, and then he's gonna play Gravekeeper's Servant. He has a bunch of different like win condition options that are in his deck, which I think is pretty cool. You know, some of the other opponents we've fought in the past, they have like maybe one win condition and they don't really do it very well. But the fact that he's got many options that he's not going to do well might mean he might do one of them well enough to win. Who knows? But he's got Destiny Board. He's got cards that make you discard, like, you know, deck destruction type stuff, and then he's got very strong monsters as well, just to attack over you with. So things could get out of hand if you're not careful. Senju of 1,000 hands. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's go ahead and summon it. Why don't we? He's not going to get buffed by the field spell card, but I do want to grab me a Hungry Burger. Deck thin a bit because we don't want to draw into him. We'd rather just add it to our hand. And then let's attack that defense monster. We're gonna mill one, and that's fine. One of the good things about us having Mystic Plasma Zone is that it does lower defense of dark monsters, so if he is trying to defend, he's not going to have such a good time against us. And that's just the bottom line. Okay. Field is relatively empty. Let's go ahead and just end this. Alright, edit out my mom yelling if it got picked up on the mic. Okay, let's pick a pack. Let's grab this one. Alright, that's pretty nice, I guess. I would like some stronger fusion monsters, that would be pretty good. Alright, let's duel Yami Bakura for the third and final time. So, I did some research, like I do, about this game. And I found out that there's one more, well, there's I think 5 new packs that I can actually unlock. And they're a bit tricky because you need to, I think, beat every opponent from this level of the game 20 times each in order to unlock the pack. And apparently those packs have cards in it that aren't in any other pack, so it's kind of cool. Let's get rid of Monster Reborn. So I'm gonna have to sadly try and grind for that eventually. It's gonna stink, like there ain't no doubt about it. There's a lot of grinding that you have to do in order to make progress in this game, but it's still gonna be fun. I don't want to sound all doom and gloom. I think it is cool that you still get like one pack per duel, you know. Some Yu-Gi-Oh games out there, you don't even get enough money to like get a pack, which kind of stinks, you know. All right, I'll go ahead and just end my turn. I also found out that like once you beat the game, like you've beaten all opponents at least once, you actually unlock a little like percentage number that shows you how many like packs or like how many cards that you own out of the like 1,000 or so cards that are in this game, which is cool, very cool. I'm gonna summon Witch's Apprentice in attack mode, boosting my Senju. Actually, it's lowering it. Whoopsie. But we can go ahead and get out the hamburger recipe, which I am going to send the Senju, and this may seem like a waste, but I'll send Dark Elf as well in order to bring out our Hungry Burger. I just want to buff him as much as possible. Hungry Burger deck be OP, I tell you what. And for these last however many episodes that we got ahead of us, I'm gonna maybe try to have like a new deck for each episode until it's no longer possible, because there are a lot of decks out there that I do want to make in this game. It's just I don't have the cards for it, and grinding takes a very, very long time. Oh god. Okay, all right, I think he distributed for the summon Skull, which, you know, if he actually summoned in attack mode, he would be in a better spot than he is now. But he voted against it, I guess, and we got Ring of Destruction. Oof. That might not be too smart of him, really. Well, it's kind of smart, but he's got, you know, 450 life points left. Any attack that I can do against him directly is going to be game over for him. I definitely want to get that summon Skull out of here as soon as possible, and hope that he doesn't draw into another Monster Reborn. And oh yeah, a little fun fact to anybody that I guess wants to know. Whenever we dueled Simon last time, I found out something interesting about his deck. Compared to like some of the other Exodia decks in this game, he only uses one copy of each Exodia piece, so he actually follows the ban list. which is neat. So if you run any form of like hand destruction, then you can most likely just not have to worry about any Exodia happening, which is a big relief because you don't want to deal with Exodia. I've been Exodia before, alright? It's not good. It's fun to see, of course. We got the Cheerful Coffin as our rare. You can discard up to 3 monster cards from your hand to the graveyard, which is a card. I don't know if that'd be useful in any deck that we could make. It'd probably be pretty good in what is it, Dark Lord? I forget what deck it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's gonna be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button if you've been liking this series, and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you all again next time. Bye bye and take care. Bye. Bye 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 bye.